What do you think has happened? Because the mayor of Kremenchuk has said, look, you know, we are far removed from the hostilities. How on earth has this happened? And Russia's explanation isn't cutting it.
No, not at all. And over the last 24 hours, a great deal of forensic material has gone onto social media. Most of it's very good, which is pretty close, I think, to the truth. There is a plausible military target close to the oil refinery in Kremenchuk, which is the biggest refinery in Ukraine. That's been hit twice in a month anyway. It's been out of action. But there's a target next to it, which is an industrial area, which does some vehicle repairs. But that is 1,000 yards away, a full kilometre away from the shopping centre. And the missile that was used, we know, was an X-22. We're sure about that. It should not have been that inaccurate. So there's almost no other conclusion to draw, unless it was a crucial intelligence failure, unless they simply mistook the building, and that would be a massive, massive intelligence failure if it was, then you have to conclude that this X-22 was directed, and here it is, going in exactly to the shopping centre. It's an anti-ship missile, weighs 5 tons, has a massive warhead. It's not normally supposed to be used for this. It's supposed to be used against aircraft carriers, and almost certainly it was a deliberate attack on a populated area.
Absolutely horrifying. The backdrop, of course, to this week is the NATO summit that's got underway. Yeah. Joe Biden has been speaking. The White House, in fact, the official word from the White House is saying that, in essence, Biden and the American administration are losing confidence in the fact that Ukraine will ever regain much of the territory it's losing in this war, and that President Zelensky may have to redefine his version of what victory will look like.
Yes, there's a sort of pendulum swing in world opinion about whether the Ukrainians are winning or losing or holding their own and so on. The point is that the Ukrainians are losing some territory at the moment, but not very much. I mean, there's ferocious battles going on in Severodonetsk and over the river in Lysychansk, and they are losing territory kilometre by kilometre. But they're also gaining territory up north in Kharkiv, down in the south in Kherson, which are actually bigger areas. But the fact is they're fighting for their lives in the Donbass. And I think the name of the game, the Ukrainians know this is a very dangerous period for them, because not much of this weaponry and ammunition has really arrived yet. It won't arrive for another 6 weeks or 2 months or so. And so they're going through a very dangerous period. And I think their thinking, I guess, is that they must lose as little territory as possible until the pendulum moves in their favour, which it should do later in the summer, with more people in uniform than the Russians have got, and more weapons. Now, the question then is, when things move in their favour, can they begin to liberate more of this territory? That's a difficult question. I think that's what the Americans are referring to. I think they can, but it'll be later in the year or into next year before they do it, and they've got to reorganise themselves in order to conduct a real strategic offensive. But at the moment, their idea is lose as little territory as you can in this really dangerous period of the next 6 weeks or 2 months, when they're really short of ammunition.